heading over to the Education Hub first, this is our homepage, our landing page. You can either click onto Support Program here or Tutor Support Program here, and then this module here is the first place for you to go. Teaching Strategic Professional CBE. These are 7 interactive and on-demand modules that you can be accessing now. They talk you through some of the key functionality of the CBE environment. They will give you suggestions and tips on using the practice platform in class, and they'll also show you really specific exam technique for each exam. So were you to click on any of the modules here, you'd press enter and it would take you to these modules. So they are interactive. You need to click around the screen, you need to navigate, you need to answer some questions. So like I said, you can jump in at any point. You don't need to do them in order, but I do suggest that you sit them in order. So it will take you around an hour to complete these. So this is the first place that you go. The second place that I recommend that you look, these are referenced in these modules, are to have a look at the guidance documents, and I'm going to show you where to find them on the main ACCA website so that you can direct your students to these. So heading over to ACCA, Students, Study Support Resources, ACCA Qualification, and then let's select APM, shall we? Heading down to, I'm looking for computer-based exam resources, and then Introduction here. And then we have a guidance document here. Now this guidance document covers all of the exams except for SBL, and it talks through the key functionality of the exams with screenshots. It's a really useful document that I recommend you pass on to your students. So we have one for all of the exams for SBL, and then we also have one for SBL, and you'd obviously go to the SBL page to find that. Teaching Strategic Professional CBE, number 1. Number 2, guidance documents. Number 3, the practice platform itself. Now you can either navigate to information on this by clicking here onto SPCB section of the Education Hub, or clicking onto Teaching Hub, ACCA Qualification Resources, and then Strategic Professional CBE here. Now this page contains a lot of useful information for you on SPCBE. We have the rollout, we have some student support, the tutor support program that I've just shown you, and then the practice platform itself. So number 3, information here about the practice platform. So the fact that it's this free online tool for you to use as an approved learning partner that replicates the exam environment. If you want to register for access, you click onto register for access here, and it takes you to this page. Now, one person at your organization, your approved learning partner, should have access in the first instance. They are then the super user, the administrator, who then gives multiple access to everybody else at your organization. So if you're not sure if you already have a super user at your organization, please find out. If you don't, that's when you register. So for more information on the practice platform, that's available here. So that's how you gain access. Once you have access, let me show you very quickly what this looks like. This is the practice platform itself. We have all of the functionality along the side here. So reporting, how you add users, create questions and exams, and how you mark, etc. If you're not sure where to begin with how on earth do I use the practice platform, we have a webinar that's coming up for you that I'm going to mention in a moment. But while I'm here, let me show you 2 really key tools. The first is this help icon within the practice platform. So it's on the home page there, and it is a very detailed guidance document that talks you through anything and everything that you would ever need to do on the practice platform. So there's a section here for questions that your students may frequently ask, and then we also have a section here for what our learning partners, our learning providers are asking frequently. And it gives you step-by-step processes to create everything and to do everything that you would be needing to do in the practice platform. If in addition to that you'd like some more support, if you go back to the Education Hub, under here we have practice platform guidance videos. And this is one of our tutor gurus, our expert tutors, who has gone into the practice platform and created in real time step-by-step processes and filmed himself creating things like a resource, creating a question, marking an exam or a test. So that's the second place for you to look. So you have the FAQs guidance document, and you have these guidance videos here. So that's number 3, the practice platform. Number 4 for you. If you're still a bit lost and this is very overwhelming, make sure you've done those modules first. But I have some webinars that are coming up and have already happened that may be useful for you. The first is our tutor exam review webinar, which happened back in April 2020. And in this webinar, we heard from our examining team on student performance for the first SPCB exams that were sat in March 2020. And they talk about student performance, and we also talk about how to maximise marks in the software, common mistakes, areas of weakness, etc. So I recommend that you go back and listen to that webinar. There's another couple of webinars coming up, so depending on when you're listening to this, I'm recording this recording at the end of July 2020. The first week of August, we have some exam approach webinars coming up. And we have one webinar for each exam. And within those, we are talking through some key tips, exam technique that's specific to that exam. So information that you can be passing on to your students. And we're getting a tutor to actually debrief a question. So showing you how you might want to use the practice platform in class, online or in person to actually debrief a question. So those are coming up from the 3rd of August. And then on the 11th of August, we have a webinar on using the practice platform as a tutor. And this webinar particularly will be focusing on supporting you if you perhaps don't have the resources, particularly the time, to do everything that's available to you in the practice platform. So maybe you don't have time to create loads of exams or questions. We're going to talk you through how you can maximize your time to use the practice platform now. So I recommend that you register for those. And if you're listening to this after the 11th of August, then you can still go back, go to this page and click on these and still listen back to those webinars. Okay, so in summary, we have the Tutor Support Programme, those modules that you need to be completing, the guidance documents on ACCA Global, information on the practice platform, how you gain access, the guidance, support, and then we have all of those webinars. Okay, thank you for listening.